You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, GH fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and here's what I want you to think about today, what we're considering. Did Valentin Cassadine burn down his lover, Anna Devane's house? I ask this because a lot of people suspect it, and after Monday's episode, there's definitely some food for thought that Valentin may be a top suspect in the fire at Anna's home, but to me, it would be really bizarre if he did it. I mean, he seems to genuinely love Anna. He's loved her for years. He's finally got her in his life. She finally just said she loved him, but is it an act? Or, is he really targeting her? And if he is, why? We're going to dig into this right now. But first, if you haven't, please click subscribe so you don't miss any of our GH updates. So remember the other day, Anna was she had a piece of paper and a Sharpie. She was making this chart to kind of lay out who could be gunning for her. And around the edges, she had written, WSB, Pikeman, Sonny, Robert Scorpio, and I think some others. And then she kind of had this flash of insight. And right in the middle, she writes Valentin's name in all caps. And it seemed to click in her head. And then later, she confronted Valentin, and it was a couple of days before her house burned down, and he admitted that he did know Pikeman, and that was from his WSB days, and that was how they approached him to approach Sonny, and he knows it's an illegal thing, but, So the Pikeman Group hires a lot of ex-WSB agents, and that's why they felt comfortable approaching him. He's ex-WSB. So Anna is definitely thinking about this now, and this has fans thinking about this now. So after confronting Valentin, it was 2-3 episodes later that someone broke into Anna's house and burned it down. But they specifically waited until she was gone. They watched her leave. And the question is, was the fire and the shooting both intended to be near misses rather than hurting her, and Curtis was just collateral damage? And is there a chance that Valentin could be doing this? For my money, Valentin is totally smitten with Anna. She is the love of his life. So it's hard to imagine him, setting fire to her house. But because there's been so much fan chatter and suspicion, we came up with a few reasons that he might have done it, because it doesn't look good right now. The fire might have been him because he did lie about why he wasn't around that night. Remember, he told Dante that he was at ELQ because of some kind of leak, water main thing, and then Dante was suspicious and he had them pull security camera footage, and sure enough, Valentin's car was not there. So he was somewhere else and he was lying about where it was, but that doesn't mean that he was over there spreading kerosene around and setting it on fire. And in terms of the shooting, remember, he was in Russia with Laura and Kevin at the time. So the shooting he has a distinct alibi for, but his alibi for this fire is pretty dodgy. And here's why he might have actually set fire to her house. This is what we've come up with thinking about this really hard. The first reason that he might have set fire to her house is maybe he's trying to scare Anna off of this investigation and this WSB thing, That's kind of a flimsy excuse. And if it is the reason he was thinking, it's definitely not working. So the second thing we came up with, that maybe Valentin is in deep with Pikeman or some kind of WSB intrigue, and burning her house down was meant to destroy some files or evidence or documents that Anna might have, so that he could then go back to them and go, look, I've destroyed the evidence. I burned down her house. Leave her alone. Don't take any other shots at her. So maybe he did this to try and save her. I mean, I could see Valentin rationalizing that. The third thing we've thought of is that, and this is a little more out there, this is a little more soapy, that Valentin might be brainwashed or programmed. Remember what happened to Dante, and the WSB has done several mind control experiments. The DVX was doing them. Victor Cassadine was doing them. Victor was really into that. Is Valentin some sort of Manchurian candidate who's this sleeper agent that has now been activated to destroy destroy Anna. And we do have one last thought about why it's likely not Valentin, though, and who it really is that set fire to her house. We're going to dig into that in 1 second. But if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our General Hospital updates. And if you're enjoying this, click us a like and definitely drop your comments. We love your comments. We read them all. We appreciate you interacting and listening. We love it. All right, let's dig into who it probably is instead. Actually, probably is not the best word choice. Who it could be, who it probably is someone that they haven't decided on yet. I feel like General Hospital starts things like serial killer plots and other complicated plots, and they don't actually have a perpetrator in mind. Maybe because they're trying to figure it out. Maybe because they're negotiating contracts and they're trying to decide what characters might be disposable. I don't know. So they don't always use the actual perpetrator when they film scenes like these. Like during the Hook killer thing, I am certain that was not Allie Mills in that black outfit doing all the hooking and stabbing. I don't even think she was filming there then. They just had some rando stunt person or extra, done up in the mask and all and doing it. So the same kind of thing I feel like is happening here. So they do that sometimes, I feel like, so they don't have to either, pay the actor to do it. And also, if they haven't yet decided who they want it to be, then by doing a thing like they did the other day and just showing the dark pants and the shoes, then it's kind of wide open. That being said, the person who was going around with the kerosene container and set the fire looked smallish. More like a woman than a man to me, kind of thin, and they had pretty small feet in those black shoes that they were wearing. So we speculated in another video, you can see it in the GH playlist, that maybe the person coming after Anna is her evil, not so dead twin sister, Alex Marick. So it could be that she's the one who's targeting her, and she would definitely, Finola Hughes, would definitely fit that physical profile of the person that we saw that was the arsonist. So back to the chart that Anna made, Alex has ties to Robert, to Pikeman, to the WSB, to Valentin, and, the Sonny thing sort of, kind of not, but I mean, who cares about, I don't even know why Sonny is part of this. They try to put Sonny in every single story. Olivia Falconeri has PMS. Oh, Sonny's right there with tampons. It's just, I love the actor. I love Maurice Bernard, but they have Sonny in too many freaking storylines. They even have brought him in on the storyline when Elizabeth's rapist got out of jail, and it's like, what the crap? All right, so share your thoughts on that too in the comments. Is it a plot on General Hospital if Sonny Corinthos is not part of it? It's like a tree falling and no one there to hear it. So, what do you think? Is it going to be Valentin? Is it going to be Alex? Or do you feel like it's somebody else entirely that's doing this? And hey, I just want to respond something someone said in the comments, and I wanted to clarify. We were talking the other day, and some other people have been talking about whether it might not be Olivia Jerome. And then somebody came in and said, Olivia's not a Jerome, she's a Falconeri. There are two Olivias on General Hospital. There's Olivia Jerome, who is the sister of Ava Jerome and Julian Jerome. Then there's Olivia Falconeri. For purposes of clarity, they started calling Olivia Jerome Liv at one point, but there are two Olivias. So, don't assume that when someone says Olivia Jerome that they're talking about Nettie's wife. Okay. All right. Come back soon. We'll have more for you, and we appreciate you listening. Thanks so much.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.